these are not just the top most popular webtoon series. No. These are the top of the top, the best of them all. So if you want to find out, stay tuned.
Gue suka cerita. Cerita apa aja? Dari mana aja? Dalam bentuk apa aja? Kalian suka cerita juga? Then come right in, cause that's what turi kata oge is all about.
Hi! Welcome to Turi Kata Oge. I love webtoons and I have found quite a lot of webtoon series that have this interesting, compelling, thrilling or exciting stories. So as you can see from the title, in this video I am going to talk about 5 webtoon series that have the highest rating. And it's not about the popularity, it's more about the score. People find great values in these stories and they highly acclaim these titles. But before I start, I'd like to address some things to you guys first. One is that these are the titles that are available in the English version of Webtoon, so that's where I base my list. Secondly, this list is created in the order of when I first read the comic, so from the first one to the very latest finding of mine. And thirdly, if I missed something, please give me a heads up and leave a comment so we can have a nice discussion there. Now that I've made those things clear, let's move into the list. Number 1 is ELECEED. I have made a whole video about this particular comic, so you can definitely check that out. But basically this is an action webcomic created by 2 major Korean webtoon creators. And if you know Noblesse and Girls of the Wild, this particular webtoon is a collaboration between the creators of those 2 webtoons. So what's the story about? It is set in a modern world, mainly in South Korea, and in this world there are people with special powers, and yeah, we can say that they have superpowers, and people with these powers, most of them actually do have influence in the society. So at the very beginning we meet our protagonist, and then he finally starts to embrace his power and develop that power with the help of a certain someone. And then we also follow him experiencing the things that most of kids his age with that kind of superpowers will experience. Plus, we will also see him facing extra dangers. The story is really wholesome, heartwarming. It is rated 9.95 for great reasons. There are a lot of lovable characters here. The story is definitely character-driven. The plot can get a bit slow at times, but I'll assure you that you will cherish every little moment in this story. And yeah, the artwork is also great, the comedy is there. I really love it. Go check this one out. The second one is Omniscient Reader, or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. This is based on a web novel with the same title, created by Sing and Song. So we meet Dokja. Kim Dokja is a 28-year-old mediocre employee who for the past 10 years has been reading this web novel titled 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. And he is the only person who has read that novel from the very beginning to the very end. And right after the release of the last chapter of the novel, Dokja's world suddenly changed drastically. the things that happened in the novel suddenly occurred in Okja's world. And yeah, basically this is a apocalyptic story, but it's not just any apocalypse. There are rules in which people have to follow in order to survive. So in this kind of survival story, we will definitely see raw human tendencies, I would say, that we often overlook, and they're portrayed really well in this story. It really reads like a game for many reasons, not only the rules that people have to follow, but also the artwork. So that itself is already interesting, and you can totally see the complexity and layers of the story, and it really shines through. I appreciate it, though I have to say, out of about 90-ish episodes, 90-ish chapters that have been published in the app for free, I have only read like 24 chapters. And the reason is probably because I find it a bit too, video gamey. But if that vibes with you, definitely check this out. It really is a well-written story. I do appreciate it. The third one is the only comic that is created by non-Korean creators, and the title is Purple Hyacinth. This is created by Ephemeris and Sophism. So F does the story, and Soph does the artwork. This story is about Lauren, a female police officer who can detect lies, and she then teams up with the most notorious assassin in her city, known by the name of Purple Hyacinth. And their goal is to take down this organization that has been terrorizing their city for years. And this organization has done a lot of horrible things. So their mission is basically already risky and tricky and hard, right? But no, that's not enough. The city itself, the government, the country itself is messed up, so that adds more layer to the story. I really appreciate it. I love it. And this is a mystery. It's labeled as a mystery, but it definitely can be counted as a thriller. It has suspense in it, crime in it. Love it. And you might ask, a girl working together with an assassin, will there be romance? No, at least not now. Because these two characters, they have their own goals. I mean, yeah, of course their goal is to take down the organization, but they have their reasons, and they have their own traumas, and they have to deal with many things. So I guess they don't really have time for that kind of relationship, And I do love very much our two main characters, but we will also meet two other major characters, which is so awesome. Again, they also have their own pain, trauma. And yes, this story is an emotional one. It is thrilling, gut-wrenching, heart-piercing, I would say. And the artwork is really beautiful. Also, the music is well woven into the story. Yes, you heard me right. There is music in most of the chapters here. So not only music, there are also sound effects sometimes. So Sophism not only draws for this comic, she also is involved in creating the music. So I really admire her for that. I will describe the reading experience as watching a well-crafted television series. And yeah, I highly recommend this webtoon series. The fourth one is the shortest and the only completed series here, and it is titled Your Letter. This story is about Sori Lee. She's a third-year middle schooler who, for a certain reason, decided to move to another school located in the region where she used to spend her childhood. And because of the awful memories, awful experience she had in her previous school, she is kind of insecure, anxious. She feels this loneliness, and she finds it quite hard to start over. But then she finds this letter under her desk. This letter not only gives her a reason to smile, but then it kind of has this puzzle or mystery element to it. So Sori has to find the next letter and find the next clue, and then she will find out things about her school and then eventually find new friends. This is a really heartwarming and wholesome story. I really love it. This is a story I am so very thankful for, and it does give me the vibe of a Studio Ghibli movie with a different art style, and it reminds me of when Marnie was there, again with a different story. And yeah, I will definitely go back to this story. It will taught you something. I love it. My only complaint is I want it to be a bit longer, you know? So out of the 5 titles here, I would definitely recommend this one because this is the shortest. It has only 10 episodes, 10 chapters, so you can finish it in one setting. Go read it. And we can talk about it in the comment section. And then, last but not least, is After School Lessons for Unripe Apples. This comic is created by the same creator. Ada dangdutan. This comic is created by the creator of She's in the Trap, which is a webtoon series that has been adapted into a Korean drama. And this particular story is quite interesting, quite unique, because it is set in the late 90s. So we first meet our main girl. Her name is Hwang Mi-ae Wang. She is a middle schooler who lives in a town where students have to take the entrance exam to enter the high school. Mi-ae is a girl who really enjoys reading comics, and yeah, she has a lot of friends and she lives with her parents. But she kind of has this low grade, I guess. And then there is Chol, a boy she has met back in her childhood. And then Chol moves to the apartment building next to hers and also transfers to her school. And Mi-ae keeps trying to befriend him, but Chol always gets agitated by Mi-ae, so it's quite a fun ride to see their interactions. And our main characters are so adorable, I would say. They have this layers that is so interesting for me, especially Chol, because I think his attitude kind of is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot more to it, and I really am curious to find out more about these two people, you know. And as you can see from the title of the comic, the story will involve them studying to enter high school, I guess. And yeah, I find this story to be kind of an ode to the 90s, because there are a lot of references of the Korean pop culture back in the day. And I do think that Sunki does a great job of portraying school life in Asia, though it is set in late 90s. And I, by no means, went to middle school during the late 90s. But I do, I can relate to it. Even the way they dress is really realistic for me. And yes, I really, really enjoy it. I have only read like 15 chapters of it, but the 90s vibe is really there. The comedy, the drama is really cool. I love it. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to read more. And I really encourage you to read this one as well. So that's it for this video. If you have read any webtoon series that I've mentioned here, please let me know your opinions about them. I would love to have a discussion about them with you in the comment section. And if I've missed anything, be sure to leave a comment as well, so I can find more great quality webtoon series. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day. Stay healthy, stay happy, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!